matter how tough it gets, my bro, just keep your head up. Wake up in the morning thinking God to count my blessings. We all struggle, but we gotta pass the test. If you take it ill, it's not a loss, it's just a lesson. If it gets too overwhelming, go to church and ask the reverend. Treat the man up, but like best friend, like a teacher, he gon' test you. God give his hardest battles to his strongest soldiers. You gotta overcome the obstacles that you forever roll. On a vision, like in the bigger picture, your main focus. Demons are attacking cause they know that you are chosen. Hey, up, you cannot ever give, you gotta keep it going.
And really excited about today's episode. Got somebody who's just going to bring some really good insights to you. But first, before we jump into all that, just a quick shout out to our sponsors, HyperX. If you need podcasting equipment, audio equipment, or gaming equipment, there you go to for anything along those lines that you might need. And Shackelford Leadership Institute. Bob Shackelford was on our last episode, and he does leadership trainings and coachings and speaking, and definitely somebody who has leadership programs to help you get better. So if you're interested in something like that, hit us up and we'll definitely make sure you get connected. But moving on to the episode today, we've got one of my good friends, Jordan Frost, on the show. Jordan is a husband. He's a father. He's a great man of God. He's a former police officer. He's a top salesman currently, and just a really great guy. And so we'd like to welcome Jordan to the show. Jordan, welcome to the show.
Hey, I appreciate it, Brandon. I'm excited. And you're being a little modest on the flip side because Brandon is the GOAT, just so all y'all out there listening, because he will never tell you that. So appreciate you having me. I'm excited to be on your show.
Absolutely, man. Thanks for your time and thanks for being here with us and our listeners. And so just to kind of give us a little bit better picture of who Jordan is, can you give us a little bit more of your background and kind of, how you got to where you are and what you're currently up to?
Yeah, so first and foremost, I got to where I am because of God, and that's it. But kind of working from start to finish quickly. Grew up on the south side of High Point, and you'll hear this point probably come up in the conversation. That's kind of what molded me. Coming up, single mom, south side of High Point, just learned how to hustle and grind. And, came up as an athlete, loved sports. That was my escape for, we'll just say, a traumatic upbringing. Loved sports. I was always playing sports. Was a letterman in high school in 3 sports. Basketball was my love. Baseball just came natural, and football I really enjoyed, but I ended up playing baseball in college. Walked on in basketball, and the baseball coach was like, "You're done with basketball, aren't you, son?" And I was like, "No, I just walked on, coach." He goes, "No, you're done." And I was like, "Oh, I got you." So I thought I was going pro. Always told I was going pro. Got hurt, had a career-ending injury. It's pretty traumatic. I had met my wife in high school too, so she was a big rock from all the way back to high school to now. You'll probably hear that come up. And after I got hurt in college, I was only at college for sports. I didn't want to learn, so I was out and bounced around, construction, anything you can think of. And I was just like, there's got to be something more to this, but I don't want to go to school. And so I ended up becoming a police officer, like Brandon said. Thought it was only going to be a 2-year deal, get my degree, get a real job, and it ended up being 13 years and learned a lot there. Got to do some cool things undercover, SWAT, met some great people, got some great training and education that helped mold me in that chapter of my life into this chapter. And that's pretty much it. So that's where we are today. And I met Brandon. It's probably been, I don't know, 4 or 5 years now in a small group. And, like most people will be like, "Oh, we hit it off at the first." Nah, I don't think I talked to him for the first several sessions. And then it was kind of slow because at the time I wanted to be a city manager. And that's how we kind of connected and started talking, because that was my degree for graduate school. And then it just morphed. And every time I see him, I just smile. It's just good times.
Man, it's mutual.
Yeah, hey, it's good to make people smile.
Yeah, it is. It is, man. Hey, so let's go back like just a little bit, and I'm curious, like what, and really I'm curious because when my little brother was a police officer in Winston for a while, and when he decided he wanted to go into law enforcement, it was kind of shocking, but after you kind of sat and thought about it for a second, it made complete sense and just kind of fit his personality. But like, let's go back to the young Jordan Frost, and I'm curious, why? What were the reasons you wanted to be a police officer?
Man, anyone that knows me, I'm real and authentic, and I'm not going to give you some answer. I wanted to help people. I wanted to make my community better. Nah, that wasn't anything. I'm gonna be 100% real with you. I didn't even like cops when I became a cop. There's still some that give that profession a bad name, just like any profession. So it's not a knock on law enforcement, but like I said, I got hurt in college. That was my identity. Was a baseball player. Didn't know what to do. Bounced around at jobs. Just didn't like anything. And I called up one of my old buddies, and he was. I asked him to hang out. Was all we were doing, and he was like, "I can't. Got to work tonight." I'm like, "Who works on a Friday night? Like, what are you doing? What are you into now?" He goes, "Oh, I'm a cop." I'm like, "What?" We both actually ran from cops together in high school. Like nothing crazy, just like mischievous, not wanting to talk to him. And I was like, "Man, I don't want anything to do with that." And ended up getting up with him, riding with him that night, and I was like, "Dude, I can't believe you get paid for this. This is awesome." So yeah, fast forward, I just thought it was cool. It was an adrenaline rush, and fast
Yeah.
forward a couple months, I'm in police school.
Okay. Man. So you said you did law enforcement for 13 years, which you didn't expect, right?
Did not expect it at all. Yeah, I thought it was a 2 year finish your degree and get out of there. I really liked it. My first several years, it was very enjoyable because it's competitive. I wanted to do well.
Yeah.
It's not the same thing every day in, day out. You're not sitting at a desk. You never
Right.
know what's going to happen. And I enjoyed it. And I kind of found my niche in narcotics and high crime, getting in chases, fights. Loved it,
Okay.
and was blessed enough after several years to go into undercover narcotics, which was an amazing time. And yeah, I enjoyed that. And then I came back out on patrol for a little while. Was on the SWAT team. Then had the honor of getting promoted to sergeant. Did a couple of different other things in there. So I had a very, let's say, vast career. Got to go to some amazing, amazing training all over the East Coast, meeting some cool people, even up to Ohio, and just it was a great experience overall.
Yeah. So, all these, different levels that you got to experience in these, these promotions and stuff, like you obviously were pretty good at being a law enforcement officer. So how did you know, or what was it that made you think it was time for a change?
That's a good question. I think it was an evolving thing. It wasn't just like I woke up one day and I was like, "Man, I'm done with this." Because I mean, every job has its ups and downs. I mean, if you have the honor of creating your own business for your passion and it's you and you alone, there's still going to be days you question what you're doing.
Yeah.
But for me, it was really evolving. Um, I didn't really want to come out of narcotics, and there was a plan to come out to get promoted sooner than I did, and that didn't come to fruition. So that was my kind of like, what am I doing? I don't really like being on just regular patrol. That's not what I'm here for, or what I want to be there for, anyways. At that time, I had small children too, and my wife has always stayed at home with our kids. We thought that was imperative, something we decided before we even got married.
That's
So,
special.
yeah, yeah, for sure. And she's amazing. Couldn't do anything without her. And so, any guys out there that your wife stays at home, make sure you take care of them and bless them too. Um, but yeah, so being a police officer, obviously, you don't do that to get rich.
Right.
And with just one income, back on patrol, we had just moved into a new house that we were basically living on one side, renovating the other. So I had to work every second of it, every day that they would allow me. Because back then they had laws you could only work so many hours. but I maxed that out, and I was never seeing my kids. And even when I was tired. They weren't getting the best of me. Um, and I was just kind of like starting to see, like, I probably need to start looking at that degree and figuring something else out so I can be the father I want to be.
Yeah, man. I'm sure that was you know, quite the thought process that went into all that.
It
Because
was, yeah,
you're leaving something that you're pretty good at and going into something that um, you know, that you haven't experienced before. You know.
yeah. And it was evolving. Like that was the first step, and then it got into, I did get promoted, like I, wanted to, and there was things up and down about that as well. But once I got there, I kind of thought, oh, this will fix everything. It didn't, as
Gotcha.
everyone could probably guess too. You think you
Yeah.
want something that fixes everything, it doesn't. And then once I was promoted, again, my kids are old enough, they're going to school. I'm on night shift. They're coming in the house. I'm going out of the house.
Yeah.
Sometimes it'd be one, sometimes even 2 weeks where I'm not really spending quality time with my family. And that's tough to have a relationship over FaceTime.
Yeah.
And like I said, even when I was off, they weren't getting the best of me.
Right.
Uh, so that was kind of the second step forming. And then once I did become a sergeant, I moved around in some units. One unit, I was not happy. It crushed me. And that was when I was like, this is it. Like, I can't take this anymore. And not in a negative way, anyway, on the department. It just wasn't Jordan. It
Yeah.
wasn't, I'm a peacock. It wouldn't let me spread my wings. That's the best way I can put it.
Gotta let me fly.
That's right, man. I'm just a butterfly. Just a butterfly. I gotta fly. But that, and then my wife and I just had business ambitions of like not being paycheck to paycheck. And she's a big visionary and I'm a big planner. And we just wanted to do those things and experience. And I knew I was, in a sense, being held back. But
Yeah.
I was also so scared to leave something that's, a guaranteed good retirement. It's guaranteed
Right.
income for my children. And I wasn't relying on God. I'm gonna be straight up. Like, it was like, how can Jordan make this work?
Yeah.
And how can I say I'm gonna leave this guaranteed check to go do a business where I don't know if I'm gonna get paid or not?
Yeah.
And we were in a position, honestly, like even if I would have went to be the city manager like I was planning, I couldn't afford like a 2 week lapse in paychecks.
Right. Yeah.
So, at that time, my mindset, not as a businessman, as just a W-2 employee, like I just didn't understand it. I couldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
And it really took God intervening to force a situation for me to get out that made my life on a trajectory I never would have guessed, and just so much happier, because after I left law enforcement is when I realized how miserable I was. Because, I mean, I knew I wasn't happy, don't get me wrong, but everyone was just like, man, you got a glow about you. You're smiling. You're so happy. I'm so happy for you. Glad you got out. I'm like, was it that obvious? Like,
Yeah.
why didn't somebody tell me? So,
Yeah. That's definitely you know, something to be experienced, man. And you know, other people can see it for sure.
yeah.
But that's also got me wondering, what role did your faith play in all this?
It's as far as in law enforcement and leaving, or
Yeah.
that's a good question. It's I mean, I was still, like you said, a faithful man, man of God, but I was not the man of God I am today. I mean, I was a Sunday Christian, and I would, don't get me wrong, I did my Bible studies here and there, especially on patrol. I'd try to listen to a sermon or something, but when things went bad, it was to the wayside. And
We've
you
all
know,
been there.
yeah, and it is a very hard profession to stay positive and seeking God. Not saying there's not plenty of men of God that do it in that profession, but for me, it was very easy to turn my back.
Yeah.
But God never turned his back on me in that case. So, and he really didn't, because I shouldn't be alive, like several times over. But
Wow.
I always went back to him. But at that time, it was only when I was rock bottom was I really like, Lord, what am I doing?
Okay.
I'd pray every day before I go to work, but I was not relying on him through that profession.
Yeah, yeah. So as somebody who has taken the leap and done this and experienced it, what kind of advice would you give somebody who just has the urge or has the call to do something else?
Yeah. The first thing is pray. Pray before I even go down my list. Pray, and after you pray, fast. Fast and pray, and wait till you hear from God and get that confirmation. Because if you step outside His will, you might take that leap of faith and you might
Yeah.
fall on your face.
Yeah.
So that's the first and foremost. But after you do that and you hear that little, yeah, Jordan, go for it. Then my next advice is be Nike. Just do it. Just jump all into it. If you got to take a small business loan to get started, do it. Because if your heart desires something else and God confirms that, you're not in His will if you don't jump.
Wow. That's big. That's really big.
It
Okay.
is. It is. And the thing is, we're at work more than we're at home.
Right.
So if you're unhappy at work, you've got to bounce. Because if you're unhappy, just like when I was at the PD and I didn't realize how unhappy I was pouring that toxicness over to my family. So, like I said, we're there too much. If you're not feeling it, pray and jump.
Okay. So, this is a leadership podcast, and so thank you for being the leader that you are. But along those lines, what are some things that you do now to keep winning and to continue to get better?
Yeah, great question. The first thing is I'm no longer scared to fail. You learn more from how you fail than anything else. And, historically, if you just do a quick Google search, which, nowadays kids have it easy, AI pops up all the questions for you. You don't actually have to scroll and look like we used to. But some of our biggest, I guess you say, income-based or net worth businessmen have failed not once, not twice. They just keep repeating a cycle. They're just not scared. And honestly, it's like, well, I've already failed. What do I have to lose? Filed bankruptcy. Let me just start another LLC and try it again. Let's go. And the next thing is, this is going to sound crazy. Don't listen to anyone. And I don't mean just the naysayers telling you can't do it. Don't listen to the people telling you can do it and giving you advice. Don't suck that in. Be yourself. Be authentic. And just the best way I can say is do it your way. If I say, Brandon, hey, go do this, this, and this to achieve this, it worked for me. That doesn't mean it's going to work for you.
Right.
Now, we can sit and have a conversation and you can pick my mind. Hey, what worked for you? Well, I tried this. And in Jordan's mind, while you're telling me, I'm like, all right, that's cool. Brandon did this, but I'm going to do it like this.
Yeah.
And, the biggest thing, too, on the backside of that is just investing in yourself, whether it's, books, listening to podcasts. I've had the pleasure of going to seminars for leadership, for communication skills, for business, for networking, all over the place. And I hear a lot of people say, well, I just don't have the money to do it, or I don't want to do it. So you don't want to be successful. Yeah. Knowledge is power. And if you have to pay for that knowledge, take a loan. That's my stance on it. And the biggest thing, in my opinion, and people don't see eye to eye with me on this, but as far as investing in yourself, look good, man. Invest in some clothes. Like, if I have this saying, if you look good, you feel good. If you feel good, you work good. If you work good, you make good. If you make good, you play good and eat good. So I'm not seeing the disconnect, but still being you. Like, you'll see me. I don't have a tie on today, but suit. I've got Jordans on under the table. Like, that's me. I'm not going to wear dress shoes. And some people are like, man, what are you doing? I'm being me. So just to kind of wrap that all together is put your spin on it. But for me personally, that's kind of a very broad thing that works for me, for everyone. But for me, my biggest success and why I'm winning is God. Absolutely. Because without Him, none of this is possible. And just, it's biblical. Grind to honor Him. It doesn't say that in the Bible, but, work hard to honor Him.
Yeah.
But to me, you just, like I said, growing up on the south side of High Point, learned how to hustle at a young age. My locker in school didn't have any books. It was all like Pepsis and candy bars. My book bag, I'm just going around selling them. Like, man, that's just how you have to attack life.
Yeah.
It's in my opinion, every profession is oversaturated. So what sets Brandon apart in your profession? What sets Jordan apart in my profession? Oh,
Right.
that's the dude that wears Jordans with his suit. Hey, that's fine. You're talking about me.
Yep.
So just the biggest thing is just grinding and not being afraid, not being afraid. But I would say my overall number one thing as far as what works for me, why I'm winning, is focusing on the wins and not the negatives, because there's going to be more negatives than wins.
Yeah.
And the one word that summarizes my success, it is a double-edged sword. I'm going to lead with that. But the number one thing with me for success is contentment. And a quick example of that is when I was at my promotion for sergeant, giving a speech to a room full of people, um, I was already in my head, how can I get to lieutenant? Then how do I get to cap? I wasn't even enjoying the moment right there that I wanted for so long because of contentment. And it is an issue. I mean, it's good. It drives you, but you got to check it too, because it can be your downfall too. It's huge. And then lastly, it would be just a good support system. For me, it's my wife. I mean, she is my rock. She's my best friend. And 4 days, we've been together 20 years. I mean, we know.
Congratulations.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it. I'm excited. And, I mean, we bounce everything from business to friendship to, I mean, just everything. And it's just, if it's going to be hard to be successful without a good wife or someone in your corner. If you're not married, I'm not saying you're not going to be successful, but you've got to have that backbone, that rock that when you are rock bottom, they pick you up.
Yeah.
And that goes with God too. Like I led with, God is everything. And luckily it's, my wife and I working together in a perfect triangle trinity towards God, and he's our support. And then friends, like, I mean, anyone I talk to, our pastoral staff, which I'm heavily involved with, and they're rocks for me, but I consider them friends. So, but it's, that's just huge for me. Those are my non-negotiables in business: is God, grind, and then a good support system, whoever that is for you. You got to find them.
Yeah. You got it. You got it, man. Jordan, thanks so much for the advice, man. Anything else before we go? We're getting to the end of our time. Anything else for the listeners?
Man, that's all I have, but I just encourage y'all, just pray and take that leap of faith. If you remember anything, Nike, just do it. Just go for it. And I'm excited. And tap in. If y'all end up jumping and making that career change, I want to hear about it. Tell me about it. I like hearing other people's stories.
Yeah. So, hey, so how can our listeners, how can they find you? Any of the socials or anything like that?
Well, so I'm not big on social. I don't have Instagram. Okay. I do have a Facebook. It's just Jordan Frost. I do have one there. I can't promise you I'm going to get back to you quickly. But, you can, I have an email. It's frostedbusinessventures@gmail.com. And you can send your wins there. You can send them to my Facebook too, post them. Maybe enough people will post and my phone will blow up and I'll finally check it.
Cool.
But yeah, also, when y'all when you win, hit Brandon up and he'll tell me. I want to hear about it.
Yeah, we need to know, man.
Hold on. I got something for your listeners. Let's do this. The first person that makes that jump and gets that win and lets you know, I'm going to come get you and them, and we're going to go out to a nice meal.
Oh, that sounds good. Okay.
There's a challenge for your listeners.
All right, listeners, you heard it. Jordan just laid down the challenge. All right. Cool, man. So, Jordan, thank you so much for your time, man.
Yeah, Brandon, I appreciate the invite. It was an honor for you to invite me and be on here and get to see that smile and talk to you.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. It's my pleasure. And to the listeners, hey, thank you so much for being with us for this long. And we will have another episode for you 2 weeks from today. Thanks.